This segment of Trojans Live is brought to you by Rock and Riley's USC, the best place to be during the game. Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, and the offensive coordinator for USC, Graham Harrell, going into his first season in charge of the offense here at Troy. And, Coach, obviously so much talk. We talked to you during the spring about this new offense. Okay, now you've installed it. Compared to sort of where you want it to be, what's your level of confidence and efficiency as you break camp and go into week one?
I think the guys have really taken to it well, and we've executed in camp so far really well. So excited to watch them play against another team, and I think they feel the same way. As they've had fun in camp and they've enjoyed it, I think. But they're ready to try it on someone besides ourselves. So we're excited to finally get going in the season.
Coach, without giving away too much, I know you can't tell us all the secret plans of the Graham Harrell offense, but explain to me, now that you have your guys in there, what are you guys doing on offense, man? I want to know. I'm going to be calling the games up. I need to know what am I looking for in this offense when I'm watching the game? Without giving too much away, man. We don't want you to tell the secrets.
We don't have any secrets. I think more than anything, and that's why I tell our guys we're an execution-based offense. So, it's not – we don't have secrets. We just line up and try to do what we do better than the other team's going to do what they do, and that's kind of our philosophy behind it. But I think the thing about what we're trying to do is just spread a defense out and attack. Attack where they're not, and put our playmakers in space with the ball. And that's more than anything, we got to find space and then get the ball to our playmakers. We got some special guys, running back, receivers across the board. We have special guys, and so again, I think that's going to be what we're trying to do always. And this week and every week is find where there's space and get to that space with our best players and then put the ball in their hands and let them go. So, and that's the philosophy behind the offense and what we'll do every week.
Yeah, you mentioned those playmakers. You probably didn't know that much about these guys until you got here. And then you go out there and you see on the practice field and you see Pittman Jr. work, you see Amon-Ra work, you see Vaughns, Devin Williams coming on. How have you changed, adapted, or looked at your offense differently maybe now in the hands of that much elite talent, particularly in that position group?
Yeah, they I inherited some really good players, and that makes the job fun. And I think always, every year, probably the offense will look different, and I think it would look very different. I think if you looked at the teams, our North Texas teams, probably from year 1 to year 2 to year 3, we look different based on our talent level,
Yep.
And I think in year 3 we probably threw it more than we did in year 1 and year 2, because year 1 and year 2 we had a really, really special running back, and he needed to get touches, so we had to find ways to get him touches. In year 3, we had a really gifted crew of receivers, and we figured, hey, we got to figure out a way to get all these guys touches. And so, I think, like I said, I think from year to year the offense will always look different. The nice thing is you have a lot of weapons. The hard part is keeping all those weapons happy, So you got to figure out a way to get all those guys touches. But that's our job as coaches, and I think we can do it. And we have a very unselfish crew as well, and that's probably the most impressive thing about, especially that receiver core. There's so many talented guys in there. And there's days where just the ball doesn't find them in practice, and I'm sure there'll be games where the ball doesn't find a certain guy. And they want the ball, don't get me wrong, and they'll tell you they want the ball. But during the practice or I anticipate during the game, if the ball's not finding them, they're still playing just as hard, because that's just the kind of competitors they are.
Coach, talk about you opened up the quarterback competition. We had a quarterback last year get some starts, and you decided to open up. What have you seen from JT in his game that made him kind of step ahead and become QB1?
You think in this offense and in any offense, I think the most important thing is just be the same person every single day, and I think that's what he did a really good job of, is being that same person every day. And he made a lot of plays and improved a ton from spring practice and into this fall and throughout the fall camp. But that's the thing again that we preach, and you have to be the same person every day. I can't have someone that's hot today and cold tomorrow, because that'll get you beat. And we need someone that consistently plays really, really well and plays at a high level, especially with the people that we have around them. That's what we have to have at that position, and JT did a great job doing that. So I think that's kind of where he separated himself, was he did it. They all played at high levels at different times. He just played at a high level consistently, and that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, a lot has been made about sort of there not being a ton of plays or the playbook being smaller. And at the same time, when I hear you talk, it does sound like it's still a very cerebral position in your mind. What's the balance? How much is this position, the quarterback position, how much is it between the years, and how much of the physical tools in your offense?
Obviously the physical tools help, but
yep.
I think at any level, really, there's either you can or you can't play physically. You know what I mean? And once you get kind of to that level, he's good enough or he's not good enough. But once you get to the good enough level, it's all between the ears, I think. And so, especially in our offense, but I think really in any offense, there's going to be certain guys that are just not good enough to play at your level. Once you weed those people out, the people that all can play at your level, it's who can process it and who can make decisions quickly and who can react full speed to people moving and things changing at a very fast pace. And so, like I said, I think we had 4 guys that physically were good enough to play at this level. JT just processed it a lot quicker than the other 4, and that's really what it came down to.
Jordan, I got a fun little jewel.
What do you got?
Me and Coach Harrell were on the same football field in the National Football League at the same time. We played against each other when you were the Green Bay, and I was with the Houston Texans. Did you want to know the outcome of that game, Jordan?
Please tell me.
The Green Bay Packers won that game, 42 points, and he actually did a much better job of getting his team ready than I did on defense because we give up 42 points on defense. Yeah. So obviously the Texans didn't have a great day.
How many did your team score?
Not enough.
Not 42.
Not as many as 42.
Well, we beat them bad enough that I got in the game.
There we go.
We beat them pretty good.
So Coach Harrell that's when he started his ascent, and I've been declining ever since. So I just wanted to point out that fun fact. I thought that was a good fact. Is how about Coach Harrell? We're on the same field at the same time.
Were you on the nose, barking at him? Was he was under center? And who's this guy?
I already quit by that time.
No one was barking when I was in the game.
Hey, I'm wondering what's your game day demeanor? You're up in the booth. You cool and calm up there. You screaming. You throwing papers around. What's it like in there?
Well, I try to be cool and calm as much as I can on game day. The nice thing about going in the booth is you can say whatever you want and no one hears you. So, so up there, at times I'll probably lose my cool at times. But, again, especially when you're dealing with the quarterback position, I think they have to have a sense of calmness, especially when they're playing. In the meeting room and stuff, you can have tough conversations with them. When you're on the field, they just got to be able to play. If they make a mistake, they got to feel like they can play, make a play, keep playing the same way the next play. If they do something great, I don't think they need to get too high or ever too low. And so, when I was on the field, I tried much harder to not show near as much as emotion up there. Me and my buddies we get excited, but like I said, the nice thing is they can't see it. So if I ever get on the headset with them, I try to be really calm. But when I'm not on the headset with the quarterbacks, I say whatever, I guess.
All right, well, we're looking forward to seeing this offense for real against an opponent on Saturday. And the man you picked to run it, JT Daniels, the sophomore quarterback, is next on Trojans Live.